Read a book before bed today. We're diving into the end of Overthinking, or a book about how to stop overthinking. Tailor this to the actual English title if different. For example, Stop Overthinking. Our biggest enemy isn't always the external challenge in front of us. It's the voice inside our head, the one that never shuts up, constantly feeding us fear and self-doubt. Does this sound familiar? Something tiny happens, and you chew on it for days. Someone makes an offhand comment, and you've turned it into a full-blown Netflix drama in your mind. Regrets from years ago, they love showing up at 2 a.m., dragging you through shame and guilt all over again. And let's not even talk about the future, the anxiety over things that haven't even happened yet. You're worried about this, scared of that. You become a prisoner inside your own head, exhausted, but with nowhere to run. If you're suffering from that kind of mental exhaustion, the book we're talking about today might just be your way out. It's written by two psychology doctors with over 30 years of experience, Bill Wade and Carol Kershaw. And here's the thing, it's not filled with fluffy theories. It's packed with practical tools to help you take back your peace from all that internal noise. So let's slow down, take a breath, and get into the heart of this book. Because what it's really tackling is that invisible civil war going on inside your mind. Part 1. Why can't we stop overthinking? I used to think this was just who I was, like a character flaw. That I was just too sensitive, too obsessive. I tell myself, this is me, I can change. But this book says something different. Overthinking isn't a personality defect. It's your brain's hypervigilance mechanism on overdrive. And honestly, it's not your fault, it's literally how your brain came wired. Here's the metaphor the authors use. Your brain is like a smoke alarm. Back in caveman days, that alarm was essential for survival. Imagine an ancestor sees a rock that kinda looks like a lion. His brain screams lion, he bolts, heart racing. False alarm, sure, but he's alive. Now imagine a different guy, he sees an actual lion, but thinks, how cool rock, that guy is lunch. Evolution is brutal, the super chill, no worries ancestors. They didn't make it. The ones who survived, they were anxious, paranoid. The better safe than sorry types. That fight or flight response is baked into our DNA. So our brains got really good at scanning for danger, replaying past threats, trying to predict every possible risk, all in the name of staying alive. Fast forward to today, the lions aren't saber-toothed tigers anymore. There were deadlines, awkward conversations, uncertainty about the future. But our brain's smoke alarm hasn't updated its software. It's still set to prehistoric sensitivity. Now it's hypersensitive. A tiny spark, a small comment, a minor mistake, and the alarm blares. The brain locks into high alert, replaying, predicting, scanning for any little thing that could go wrong. The book describes it perfectly. Your brain is wired to tell stories, especially the scary ones, because it thinks it's protecting you. It's like an overly eager security guard who sounds the alarm if a leaf blows across the parking lot. Ever had a moment where you said one awkward thing at work, and then replayed it in your head the whole way home? Why did I say that? Does my coworker think I'm an idiot? Is my boss judging me? Will this ruin my promotion chances? The spiral gets worse and worse until you can't eat, can't sleep. And deep down, you know it's probably nothing. The other person has already forgotten, but your brain won't let it go. It has to blow it up until you're drowning in it. So what's actually happening here? It comes down to a battle between two brainwave states. The authors explain that our mental states are really just different brainwaves at work. First, there's beta, the anxiety wave. This is what's running the show when you're hyper-focused, alert, grinding through a task, driving in traffic, taking a test, arguing your point. A little beta is good, it helps you get stuff done. But when you're stuck in beta 24/7's trouble, you get anxious, stressed, depressed, obsessive. You fall into catastrophic thinking. Those 3 a.m. spirals, that's your beta waves having a rave. Second, there's alpha, the calm wave. The flow wave, it's slower, it's what kicks in when you're relaxed, meditating, or drifting off to sleep. And the key thing, alpha is like a noise-canceling button. It helps you tune out those intrusive, anxious thoughts. Here's the truth the book hits you with. Most of us struggling with overthinking are stuck in beta. We've lost the ability to switch to alpha. Our beta wave brakes are broken. Einstein once said, we cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. You can't fix beta-induced anxiety while you're still stuck in beta. Part 2. how to switch to alpha and stop the spiral. So, how do we flip the switch? The authors lay out a whole system. I want to share 3 core methods with you. Method 1. Thought labeling. Give your worry a name. A lot of our suffering comes from identifying with our thoughts. We treat I might screw up the meeting as fact. I will screw up the meeting. We treat he might not like me as fact. He doesn't like me. Thought labeling helps you step back and see, this is just a thought, it's not reality. The book shares a story about a woman who couldn't sleep because she kept replaying conversations with co-workers. Terrified she'd said something wrong, her therapist told her, every time the spiral started, to just say to herself, oh, there's that fear of rejection thought again. At first, she felt silly dog, but after 2 weeks, it worked. She stopped getting swept away. By labeling the thought, she created distance. She was observing it, not living in it. And the anxiety loosened its grip. Why does this work? When you name the thought, your brain shifts from being in the thought to observing the thought. That's the signal for alpha waves to start kicking in. You don't have to argue with the thought. You don't have to push it away. Just name it calmly. This is overthinking about the past. This is anxiety about tomorrow. So tonight, if your mind starts racing, try it. Don't fight. Don't run, dog, just give it a name and gently say, I see you, but I don't have to follow you. Method 2. Sensory anchoring. Using your body to ground your mind. Overthinking is your brain leaving the now, in time traveling to the past or future. Sensory anchoring is about using your physical senses to drag it back to the present moment and hand them out to alpha. This is perfect for bedtime. Super simple. 3 steps. I focus on hearing. Listen, really listen. The wind outside. A faint sound in the distance. Even the sound of your own breath. Don't judge the sounds, just hear them like you're listening to a quiet song. Then focus on smell. If you have a lavender spray or candle nearby, take a gentle sniff. If not, just notice the clean smell of your sheets. Let that scent anchor you right here, right now. Why does this work? Your senses only exist in the present. Touch, hearing, smell, they only give you information about this exact moment. When you focus on them, your brain doesn't have the bandwidth to worry about yesterday or tomorrow. Plus, focusing on your senses triggers a relaxation response. Heart rate slows down, anxiety fades. One tip, your mind will wander. That's totally normal. When it does, don't panic. Just say to yourself, no problem, let's come back. And gently guide your focus back to your senses. It's like training a muscle. It gets easier. Method 3. Whole brain synchronization. Focus on space, not objects. If the first 2 methods are techniques, this one is pure magic. It's the most powerful alpha activator I've ever found. The book says we got anxious because we're too focused. Focused on the problem, the stressful email, the scary bill. But the secret to shifting into alpha and sensing your brain. Stop focusing on things. Start focusing on space. The authors borrow from Zen philosophy to explain this. When your brain looks at an object, it immediately starts analyzing. What is that? Is it good or bad? Do I like it? That person is a problem. This task is annoying. That's beta. But when your brain focuses on space and emptiness, it can analyze. You can't judge joy, it has no choice but to relax and sync up. And boom, you drop right into alpha. Try this. Look at a cup on the table. Your mind will start chattering, nice cup. Where'd they get it? Now, look at the gap between the cup and the table. The empty space. Your brain goes quiet. No story. No story means no anxiety. You can do this anytime, anywhere. Anxiety hits stop. Close your eyes and feel the space between your ears, the imaginary space inside your head. Feel the space around your heart. Feel the space between your body and your clones. Just sit with that emptiness for a minute. You'll feel that stat beta energy start to dissolve. Part 3. The art of making peace with your mind. Besides these methods, there's one idea from the book that really stuck with me. Sometimes, letting yourself wander is a form of wisdom. We're always told, focus. Don't daydream, but this book flips that. It says zoning out isn't a bug, it's a feature. It's your brain's way of repairing itself. So many of us beat ourselves up for getting distracted. Why am I so useless? That guilt just fuels the anxiety. It becomes a loop. Overthink, feel guilty, get more anxious, overthink more. But the authors remind us, occasional mind wandering is healthy. Your brain needs a break, just like any other muscle. Ever notice how your best ideas come in the shower, or on a walk, or right as you're falling asleep? That's not luck. That's you finally letting go of beta and letting alpha take the wheel. So next time you're stuck on a problem, spiraling hard, try these 3 steps. E. Stop forcing it. Quit trying to think your way out. R. Trigger release. Do something completely unrelated and calming. Walk. Listen to music. Shower. Stare at a wall. 3. Trust your background process. Give yourself 20 minutes to mentally wander. More often than not, the answer will just appear. The book also talks about how we confuse thoughts with facts. A thought is just a mental event. It's not the truth. You might think it's going to rain, but that's just a thought. The fact is, there might just be a few clouds in the sky. We suffer when we treat our thoughts as reality and then react emotionally to that false reality. Here's a quick exercise from the authors for when a negative thought hits. 1. Write it down. 2. Ask, what's the evidence for this thought? 3. Ask, what's the evidence against it? 4. Ask, if my best friend had this exact thought, what would I say to them? They give the example of Sarah. She shares an idea in a meeting, and the colleague pushes back gently. Now she's spiraling. I'm incompetent. Everyone hates me. Sound familiar? Let's run the exercise. Evidence, she's disliked. None really, just a feeling. Evidence against it. That same colleague has helped her before, complimented her well, invited her to lunch. What if her friend felt this way? She'd say, you're overthinking it. They were just making a point. You're awesome, people like you. See, when you question the thought, it loses its power. Most of the time, the thing we're terrified of doesn't even exist. It's just a movie our brain is directing. Part 4. The ultimate goal, flow. The final chapter of the book points us toward the ultimate destination, flow. Flow is a concept from psychologists Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi. It's that state where you're so absorbed in what you're doing that you lose track of time, lose track of yourself, and perform at your absolute best. Here's the mind-blowing part. You cannot be in flow and feel anxious at the same time. It's impossible. Anxiety is when you're hyper-focused on yourself. Flow is when the self dissolves. All the methods we've talked about, they're just paving the road to flow. The book even lays out a flow cycle. 1. Struggle. This is your beta loading. It feels hard and anxious. 2. Release. You actively switch gears. You enter alpha. 3. Flow. Your brain shifts into theta and gamma waves. You're in the zone. 4. Recovery. This cycle completely changed how I see struggle. Struggle isn't the enemy of flow. It's the first stage. That endless overthinking. That anxious beta wave. It's not torturing you. It's alerting the flow state that's coming. Your only job is to learn how to hit the release button after the struggle to zone out, to focus on space. Once you release, flow happens naturally. Conclusion at the very end, the authors remind us, stopping overthinking isn't a one-time fix. It's a practice. Changing your thought patterns is like building a muscle. It takes patience and consistency. Maybe you try these tools tonight and it helps. Maybe tomorrow, you're spiraling again. That's okay. That's normal. As long as you don't give up, as long as you keep practicing a little every day, one day you'll look back and realize you're no longer a prisoner to your thoughts. You can finally sit with them in peace. For me, the biggest takeaway wasn't I'll never overthink again. It was I'm no longer afraid of overthinking. This book doesn't give you a magic wand to erase anxiety. It gives you the wisdom to live with it peacefully. We can control the thoughts that pop into our heads, but we can control our relationship with them. Not by fighting, not by running, but by gently, quietly guiding ourselves back to calm. I know it's hard to change these deep mental paths. It's like trying to carve a new trail through a thick jungle. At first, it's unfamiliar. You'll keep slipping back onto the old path. But every single time you notice you're lost in rumination, and you gently guide yourself back, that is a victory, a huge one. Change takes time. Growth is a process. Please, be patient with yourself. Be kind to yourself. Tonight, before you sleep, maybe try one tiny thing. Spend 5 minutes just breathing. Close your eyes, breathe in slowly, feel your lungs fill. Breathe out slowly, feel the tension leave your body. If your mind wanders, gently bring it back. No judgment. Or, if a worry is stuck, give it a name. Oh, there's the worry gremlin again. Then just roll over, feel the softness of your blanket, and let it be. styled with this one small, non-judgmental moment of awareness. That's it for today's book. I hope it helps you find a little peace tonight. Good night.